You guys might have seen a lot of smartbands and smartwatches, but in this video I will show you one smartband that has a lot of features that only smartwatches have. In addition to that, it can also do a lot of the stuff that the premium smartbands can do, and it is cheaper than almost all of them. So let's not waste any more time and get straight into the video. So I've been using this smartband for about 10 days now, and it can compete with the smartbands that are quite premium and cost about 4,000 to 8,000 rupees. It can actually compete with Fitbit that cost above 8,000 rupees, and the price of this is around 1,700 to 1,800 rupees. So let me show you some of the cool things that it has. The build quality of the smartband is extremely impressive. The casing is made of metal and it has a heart rate sensor at the back, and there is also the charging port next to it. The rubber is of very good quality and the attachments are also very firm. The end of the rubber that is actually the connector is also metallic, and it has this kind of like a dual type connector that will provide you with a very firm grip, and I had no problems with this slipping out of my hand. The smartband in itself is extremely comfortable, and yes, it is a bit heavier than some other smartbands, but I would prefer the metal casing with a bit of weight over a fully plastic smartwatch any day. As you guys can see, the charger implementation is very interesting. You have this kind of a magnetic connector that connects right into the smartwatch, and if you try to connect it the other way around, because it is magnetic, it will not connect and it will only go in one way, and it automatically attaches, so it's not a problem. It reminds me of the Apple charging cable, but the implementation is of very good quality and it is very effective at the same time. You can plug this into any USB charger. It will charge also very quickly in just 1 hour. In my usage, I had all the options turned on and the battery ran for about 1 week. The watch is fully waterproof. It is IP67 certified, and you can take this underwater or you can go take a shower with it, or if you're just even sweating it out in the gym, it won't have a problem with that. And I forgot to tell you guys the name. It is the iWON i6 HR smartband, and I've been using this smartband for about 10 days now, and I'm quite impressed with this. So I would be showing you some of the features that the smartband has, and I've tried a bunch of smartwatches and smartbands in the past, so I would try to give you a bit of perspective of where this stands. The screen of the smartband is actually bigger than most of the smartbands that I've tried, and it does not have a dedicated button that you have to swipe or use touchscreen on. The whole screen is touch sensitive. The MI Band 2 also has a button that you have to use to swipe along, but this one has 3 types of gestures. You can swipe up and swipe down, and then you can tap once, and then you can tap and hold. Initially I was a bit confused because I thought we had to swipe left or right, but you have to just tap once to switch all the menus. So in the first step, it will give you the amount of steps that you have taken. In the second one, it will give you amount of calories burned, and you can track all of these through the smartphone application itself. You can connect it with the smartphone application, and you can also do it from the smartwatch directly. With the calories burned, it also shows you the amount of distance that you've traveled, and I know this for a fact that it does not use GPS to track the distance, so it just uses all your steps to track the distance. And you can see that the heart rate monitor is on the front, and it pumps out some kind of lasers from the back that tracks the heart rate. And I've tried comparing the heart rate monitor to the actual BP machine that I have at my home, and this was extremely accurate. It also shows you the date and time and also the temperature at the same time, and you have all the icons at the top just like any smartphone. I've not tried a lot of smartwatches that show you the temperature also. It syncs in with the smartphone application, and using that it shows you all the temperature. On the next screen, it shows you all the messages, and you can tap once and it will show you all the messages one by one. And you can swipe up once again for the training menu. So in the training menu, you can actually set up the sports that you have, and you'll be doing that with the smartphone application. So let's just switch into the smartphone application and let me show you all the features from there. But before doing that, let's just check out all the options on the smartwatch, and there is just one menu left, and that is the function menu. It has the find phone screen. You can just tap and hold this to start ringing your phone, and then you also have the option to change the dial. And if I were to tell you to select any option, you have to tap and hold. You can swipe through all the dials that you want. If you want an analog dial, you can do that, and if you want a digital one, you can do that as well. And you can reset the watch and restore all the settings. I did that accidentally and I deleted all my data, so I won't recommend you guys doing that, but yeah. And at the end you have the power off button, and because this watch does not have any kind of buttons, you'll have to press and hold the power off button. And as you can see, the heart rate monitor is running at the same time, and it is because I've set it to run the heart rate monitor at all times, and it will keep tracking the heart rate for any kind of changes. So the application for tracking all of this and connecting your smartwatch would be the iWantFit app, and this is the official app by the smartphone manufacturer itself, and it constantly tracks your activity, like if you're running or walking or if you're sleeping as well, and it will also keep a track of your heart rate. This is like the heart rate for the past 5 hours, and you can see it has been jumping up and down, and this is automatically taken in by the watch, and it syncs in using Bluetooth to this application. And you can also track the sleep, and as I told you guys, it got reset accidentally, so I have lost all the data for the sleep, so I only have data for today. I can tell you that it tracks the data very accurately during the night, but if you sleep during the day hours, then it is not able to track that properly. During the night time, it will calculate everything precisely, and it will also tell you when you were in deep sleep and when you were having a light sleep or when you were awake. Even if you were awake for a minute or two, it will give that to you directly. And when you check the activity column, it will tell you how much calories you have spent the whole day. You can also see all the steps and the distance that you have traveled. As you can see, for a brief amount of time I was running, and it shows here running, and for all the walking steps it shows me walking, and all of these stats are automatically synced in with the watch. So these were the features that a smart band should have. It also has some extra features, like if you do any kind of like a specific training or you play some kind of sport, you can select it right here. So when you see the watch and open up the training menu, you can see that it shows me 4 sports. I have running, then I have rope jumping, and then football, cycling, and of course I have the treadmill or gymnasium. So because during cycling a hand movement is a lot less, it will calculate the calories burnt accordingly. And just like that, it works for all the other ones as well. I'll just do a quick demo of how it works. You just have to tap and hold on any training menu, and then you can just start your training, and it will start tracking everything precisely. As you guys can see, it shows me all the statistics of the training that I just did, and it also shows me that I've not burnt any calories. The beats per minute was 71 and I took like 37 steps. These statistics will change on the sport that you're doing or the kind of activity that you're doing. Only the premium smart bands have this feature like Fitbit, and it gives you a detailed idea of the amount of work that you have done. You can also set reminders or alarms using this application, and it will notify you through the smartwatch itself. The smartwatch itself does not have any kind of speaker or even a microphone, but it has a vibration motor that you can customize a lot. And every time you get a notification, it will vibrate accordingly. And you can read all the notification messages like the WhatsApp messages from the smart band itself. If you go into the settings menu and you click on vibration remind, you can customize all the patterns for vibration, and you can choose from a list of 7 vibration patterns. These will vibrate your phone in a different way, and so you'll be able to make out if you're getting a call or if there is an alarm or a schedule or if you have a message notification. From the smartwatch you can read all the messages, and if you're getting a call it will show you who's calling, and if you are in a different room you can see who's calling and you can reject the call directly. You won't be able to take any calls because this does not have a mic or even a speaker. And that's actually quite normal for a smart band, and I've not seen any smart band that has a dedicated speaker. You can turn off some of the features if you want to increase the battery life, and you can also sync the smart band with Google Fit, and it will track all the activities inside the official Google Fitness application. And the last thing, you can also use the smart band as a remote shutter for your camera. So if you want to take a group selfie or something like that, you can place your phone on a tripod and then tap on the shutter button and it will take a photo for you. You can also do this multiple times if you want. So after using the smart band for some time, I can definitely feel that a lot of attention has been paid to the details and the small things. And that is quite obvious because the company selling it specializes in like the wearable tech. Most of the things that you would expect from a smart band, it does that flawlessly. Just like if you want to see the time, you won't need to tap it once or do anything. Whenever you see the band, it will show you the time, and sometimes you might even think that it is always on, but as soon as you put your hand down, it will turn the display off. It will use the accelerometer to find out if you have turned your hand or if you have raised your hand, and it will only show you time when you're looking at it. Sounds a bit complex, but all of the features just like this are quite functional. But it is definitely not perfect. by providing all these features into one single smart band, they had to skimp out on something, and that was the battery. The battery actually lasts on heavy usage for about 5 days, and if you're using it lightly, it will last you a week. Comparing that to other smart bands in the same price bracket, it's good, but because we are comparing it with the premium smart bands that have battery life from 10 to 20 days, this lags a bit behind. And also notifications on this can be a bit inconsistent because it uses Bluetooth for the connection, and if you lose Bluetooth connection, then it can take some time to reconnect, and sometimes it would automatically disconnect, and this happens like 4 or 5 times every day. And the last thing, it does not use GPS to track the amount of distance that you've traveled. Actually, that's too much to ask for in this price, but yeah. If you're comparing it with the Mi Band 2 or the Mi Band HRX edition or the Lenovo Smart Band or any other Chinese smart band that you see on Amazon, I would definitely prefer this over all of them. Let me know what you guys think about this video, and if you like this video, make sure you press the subscribe button, and you can also watch some previous videos on this channel.